Don't give up, you know it's true. You gotta do what you wanna do.
Okay, so let's just move on to the next important news from the business page of the Hindu newspaper, and that reads SEBI laundering. SEBI steps up vigil on money laundering. So this is the news, and as soon as I've just read this out, I think the two words that should ring the bell in your head is money laundering. And so now, what is money laundering? What is money laundering? To just tell you in one line, if someone is making illegal money, and if that illegal money is put inside the banks of foreign countries, the process is called as money laundering. Simple. If somebody is making illegal money, that is through unlawful means, and if that money is being transferred to a foreign country, then this process is called as money laundering. Simple. Okay, so this is what the news is. Like, steps are being taken by the SEBI, that is a regulator. SEBI, that is the Securities Exchange Board of India, is taking a lot of steps towards stopping this money laundering. So it's going to be vigilant, it's going to be very careful, and it's going to investigate a lot inside the stock exchanges to stop the money laundering from happening. Okay, so this is the news. Now let's see some static portions. Like I always keep telling you, the static portions are extremely important because you really need to know the economic terms which come in these newspapers to write your mains answers as well as your prelims. Now let us see. I told you SEBI, right? So you have to use that in your answers. Now SEBI has some different names also. What is the different name that SEBI has? It is called as the Capital Market Regulator. Okay, it's also called as the Capital Market Watchdog, and it's also called as the Market Regulator generally. So these are the words, like, you know, these are the names with which SEBI is often written about. Okay, so now let's just look into why it is being called as a watchdog. It's just simple. When you have a house, you have a dog. Why do you have a dog? You have a dog because you want your house to be safe, right? And it keeps a watch on your house and all your wealth. Now we have a watchdog for capital markets, and that is SEBI. Okay, that's why they call SEBI as the watchdog of capital market. Now capital market के अंदर whatever is happening inside the capital market is going to be watched carefully by the watchdog called. So whatever happens inside the capital market, everything will be carefully monitored by SEBI. That's why they're calling SEBI as the capital market watchdog or regulator or market regulator. Okay, so it's simple, right? Now let's just see what is a capital market. Okay, capital market, let's just start with what is a market. Basically, what's a market? You all go to the market. We all go to the market, right? So a market is a place where things are sold and bought. A place where we sell and buy things. So that is called as the market. Now we're talking, now see, capital markets issue the money as bonds or in equity only for medium or long term durations. Okay, so it's either medium or long term durations for which the capital market issues bonds or shares. Okay, so now that will be like 1 year or more than that. Okay, so let's see the next important news, which is there in the business section of the Hindu. It says Central's e-biz initiative stutters. Okay, so let me tell you in one line, what is happening is the ambitious e-biz project, which was started by the central government, is facing a lot of setbacks. So this is the problem. So what is it? See, let's see from the UPSC point of view, the things that you have to know. E-biz is nothing but going digital. E always has to do with the electronic stuff and computers. So now the government wanted to take business to a different level by making everything digital or electronic, right? So now this process is being faced by a lot of setbacks. Now what are the setbacks? Let's just see and why it is happening. See, basically, why did they start e-biz first of all in 2013? The government actually was intending to have a single window for all the investors. Okay, so whoever investors are coming to India, in the hope of extending their business or starting a business or pumping a lot of money through FDI or whatever means. If they want to do that, government wanted to make it easier for them, so that like whenever somebody wants to invest in India, they don't have to come and just run to different departments and offices looking for, you know, the formalities to be getting over, for information, for the processing, for different things. You had to run to 10 different departments. Now the central government was looking into solving this problem, and that's why it came up with this idea called EBIS, okay, which is all digital and all electronic and a single window to finish all the things necessary for getting the investment from different countries inside India, that to any part of India. So this was the main thing. But what's happening right now? Some 2 departments, for example, are facing problems which was already pretty nice. I mean, it was going on pretty nicely, but then now even those things have come down, okay? For example, the Corporate Affairs Ministry and the Employees Provident Fund, okay? These are the 2 things that is facing a problem now, but some time back it did not have any problems. So new problems are arising. Things that were happening properly is not going properly now, okay? So it's getting worse. So why is this happening? Now just let me tell you, see, because one department, see, there are many departments, right? Different departments are there. And all the departments, I think, must have the same technology, right? Because they should. So we were discussing that different departments are opting for different technologies, and that is becoming a problem. So let me give you 2 different examples, which are examples of the present situation, because these people are giving problems. And before, these 2 departments never had any issues, but now they are having issues right now. So that's why we're discussing the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Employees Provident Fund. See, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, it has migrated to a technology called as SAP V2, okay, and the Employees Provident Fund organization has changed to Oracle. So what is SAP V2 or Oracle? It is different technologies that are being used, and these departments have migrated or changed their technology to these things now. So one department changing into different technologies, adopting different technologies is becoming a problem, because all the departments are supposed to be unified and have a single technology which will make the work or job much easier. So that is one of the problems that is being faced right now. Let me tell you a concept here. It is an economic term. I always told you economic terms are very important for you in the prelims as well as mains, because you need to just quote all this stuff, right? So this economic term is called as technology migration. So I've always told you, any term, like if you have the words, if you just think in literal terms, that is the 99% of the meaning, you know, it literally means what it says. So what is technology migration? Migration is nothing. Migration is something the birds also do for different seasons. If they want summer, if they don't want winter, the birds move from one country to another country where the summer is there, isn't it? So that's how movement from one place to another for favorable conditions. So this is what migration is, and the same thing holds good for technology as well. So technology migration is nothing but when someone needs a better technology, when they are favoring another technology, they are traveling or they are migrating the technology that they have to the technology that they want. Okay, so that is technology migration for you, which will come in, it could come in prelims, and it could come in your mains also. You can use for your answer writing. Now that's done. So these problems are being found out, right? So who is the person who is finding out these problems? DIP. You must have heard it. So okay, now who is finding out? Now who is finding out these problems and who are they reporting it to? DIP. Okay, so this is another one that you have to know. DIPP. You should know the abbreviation. You must know the expansion also. So what is this? It is Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. So DIP is the one who has found out all these problems that is happening. And now I have already told you the ministries and departments are very important. You would have seen, if you just go through your 10 years question paper in the preliminary examination, there are enough questions time and again. They keep asking which ministry does this department belong to? So let's see here. We just did one department called as DIP, right? The Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, and that is inside or under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So this is one thing that you have to know in the static portions for your prelims. Okay, so DIP comes under which ministry? It comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Now, see, now DIP has said that the technology resources are also very scarce. Okay, so one reason we know that because the technology that is used by different departments are so different for each and every department is becoming difficult, right? Everybody should act in unison with one shared technology. The other one is that in India, in our country, the resources that we have, the technological stuff that we have to use is very little, scarce. We don't have, we're deprived of it. So that is also. Okay, so let's move on to the next important news from the business section of the Hindu. MasterCard mulls using blockchain technology. Okay, this is the news. Let me tell you in one line. MasterCard, you must be knowing, it's one of the cards which is used extensively nowadays. Now this wants to get a different technology. It wants to bring the blockchain technology or introduce the blockchain technology. Okay, this is some technology which is majorly doing the rounds right now. So now what is happening is like there is a ministerial committee. Okay, there is a ministerial committee which is appointed for this to look into the matter as to whether it is possible to allow this technology. This particular technology can be allowed or not. Now this is being deliberated or thought about by the ministerial committee which is made now. Okay, so this is what's happening right now. So now let's just see from the UPSC point of view what all is important. Now we have to know what is this technology they are talking about, right? Blockchain technology is nothing but, if you had read the papers or listened to the news, you should be knowing about Bitcoin, right? BIT coin. So that is also something. Okay, let's see the next one. The next one is gold imports double to $13.35 billion. Okay, so the gold imports that is being done in India has doubled. Okay, so this is the thing. We are importing a lot of gold from foreign countries. So what is important? What is export? Import is nothing like when we are getting goods and services from other countries inside our country. This process is called as importing, right? Imports. And now when we just send our products or our goods to other countries, when we are selling or sending our products to other countries, this process is called as exporting, right? So now what is happening? We are importing a lot of gold from other countries. We've done it so much that it has doubled. Okay, so what is the resultant of it? Because of this, the trade deficit has increased or added up. Okay, so increased or added up. So what is the meaning of added up? It means that already you have a trade deficit which is happening, and because of the gold imports which have doubled, it has added more to the trade deficit, right? Now what is trade deficit, right? If you don't know what is trade deficit, here goes. Okay, simple. See, when you're doing trade in a country, there's a lot of trade with other countries. So when other countries are involved, when India is going to import a lot of things from other countries, more than what is it exporting, okay, then this situation is called as trade deficit. Matlab, this situation will give rise to trade deficit. You are importing, you're buying a lot of things from other countries more than what you're selling to other countries. So this will lead to what is called as the trade deficit. Exactly, this is what is happening with us now, because the gold imports, that is us getting gold inside our country from the other countries, has doubled, and this is added to the trade deficit. Okay, so this is the stuff that you have to know from UPSC point of view. Is there anything else that I'm missing out? Yes, so where are we importing it from? We are importing this gold from South Korea. Okay, South Korea is the place, the country from which we are importing this gold. Okay, now one thing that you have to know, it's current affairs that is happening. Everybody should be knowing this, is that there is a tiff, there is a problem which is happening between US and one of the Koreas. Why am I saying one of the Koreas? This is international relations which you have to know for your mains. Not that important for your prelims. World history and international relations are more important when your mains examinations are concerned. Okay, so let's see. Now the Korea which is there, Korea is divided into two Koreas, the South Korea and the North Korea. Okay, so now North Korea is the country that has a problem with USA. USA and North Korea are at loggerheads. They do not get along. Okay, they are not friends. Now South Korea and US are friends. Okay, so from this friend of US only we are importing this gold. Okay, now what's happening? Why is it in the current affairs? North Korea is in current affairs because North Korea has this head of the state who has made lots of missiles and all that, which is capable of attacking the US soil. Okay, so now it's become quite a serious situation where there is a war of words happening between the head of state of both these countries, that is North Korea and the US of A. Okay, so these are the issues which is going on right now, because the war of words means war. Like if this is going to go any further, this could lead to war, which is a very scary situation for the entire globe. Okay, that's why it's a serious issue which is going on now. So apart from that, there is nothing in this particular news. We can just move on to the next one. Okay, next thing, there's not much, just one or two lines. See, foreign fray for RBI Deputy Governor's post. Okay, so what is important here is that Mr. S.S. Mudra has retired from being the Deputy Governor of RBI. So obviously now we need to appoint someone in his post, right? So the only thing that you have to know is how many Deputy Governors are needed in the RBI. How many people are there appointed as Deputy Governors? There are 4 people. Okay, 4 Deputy Governors are there in the RBI, and in them there are 2 people who are selected from inside the RBI itself. Okay, and the other 2 are being selected from the one person is selected from the macroeconomic industry. Okay, macroeconomic industry, one person is selected from it, and the other one must be a commercial banker, normal commercial banker. That's enough. So there are 4 people totally. Okay, totally 4 people are there. In those 4 people, 2 people are from RBI, from inside RBI, and the other 2 people are like one from the macroeconomic industry and the other will be a commercial banker. Now macroeconomic industry, why am I saying macroeconomic industry again? Because if you just go through my intro videos where I have just taken the important books from NCRT or even otherwise that you have to master for the static portions, I have really recommended to start economics with 3 books, like the 11th book of economics, right, which you have in NCRT, the 11th standard book, economics book. Start with that because it has the most basic and basic knowledge of economics to start with in the most beautiful way. So that is one thing, and then I asked you to follow it up with the macroeconomics book of 12th standard. There are 2 books in 12th standard in NCRT. One is microeconomics and the other one is macroeconomics. I asked you to pick up the maroon color book, which is macroeconomics. Why? Because RBI deals with macroeconomic policies. Okay, that is most important for us from the UPSC point of view. And even if you're giving your state PSC examinations, state public service examinations, this is very important for you guys to master. Okay, so here, that's why, you know, as I came across macroeconomic context, that's why I had been telling you this. So this is what you need from this particular news, like how many people are appointed as the Deputy Governor, 4 people, and amongst that 2 people are from the RBI, 2 people, one from the macroeconomic department and the other one from a commercial bank. Okay, a commercial banker, someone who's a commercial banker. Now that's it, that's what you require from this one. Let's just move on to the next. Okay, so the next one that we have to do in economic section is about ONGC. Now ONGC is a state-owned company, right? ONGC is a state-owned company. I told you state has 2 different meanings. One is like the state example is Kerala or Maharashtra. Now the different other meaning that it has is that it refers to the government. State refers to the government. Now in this case our government is India. So ONGC is government owned. Indian government owned company is ONGC. Now ONGC is going to increase the production of natural gas. So why is this happening? What is the reason? Because the government, the central government has plans of increasing the share of natural natural gas in the energy basket. Okay, what is an energy basket? The different sources from which we make energy from, it's or be it from wind or petroleum products or natural gas. You know, the different things that we use to make energy or get energy from are put together in a basket, and that is called as the energy basket. Okay, because they are all giving energy to us. So now the percentage of energy that we get from the natural gas is being increased, because that is the aim of the government. Now to what? From what to what? Okay, from which percentage to which percentage? From 6.5 to 15%. And when? In the next few years. Okay, so government is planning on increasing the natural gas in the percentage of natural gas which goes inside the energy basket, and that is why ONGC, which is state owned, that is government owned, is planning on increasing its production of natural gas. Simple. So this is done. Let's move on to the next important news. Okay, so the next one that we're going to see is see, market for yellow metal is vibrant, says Newscape's Morris. Okay, so which yellow metal are we talking about? Gold. Okay, everybody's crazy about gold, be it women or millionaires or billionaires. Now the market for gold is steady, there's no problem with it. So this is what they have said in this particular news. Now why is it being even considered and saying, like said that okay, it's all right, no problem is there with gold, the market is still there? Why is this question even arising? We just discussed in some other news sometime back, few minutes back, about Bitcoin, if you remember, right? We just did a whole news article about Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin? It is the cryptocurrency or the digital currency which is used in place of the normal rupees or coins that we use in the country, right? So this is Bitcoin. I told you the value of Bitcoin has gone really high. In 2010 when it was introduced, it was just ₹5, but now it is 1.75 lakhs. So it has really increased its value. So it's becoming a big player. Now what is happening is, now is this Bitcoin a competitor or rival or enemy for gold? You know, this is the question. That is why we have this whole news about this. Okay, because what happened in March is that the value of Bitcoin became more than that of gold. Okay, what happened in March is that the value of gold went lesser than the value of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's value started really increasing in March. So obviously the people with gold, they will be thinking, oh my God, maybe this is a rival. Maybe Bitcoin is becoming my rival, isn't it? So this is what the problem is right now. But they have just found out and declared that no, indeed, gold and Bitcoin, both of these things can coexist without any problem with each other. Because you know why? Gold is always considered to be very safe by people who invest in gold, and it has always maintained its credibility. It's been a very loyal source for all these central banks, right? And it has its status, and other long-term investors really swear by gold. Okay, so they really like gold, and just because Bitcoin has come, it's not going to spoil the history of gold. So that is going to coexist. Both of them, both be it Bitcoin or gold, are both going to coexist in the market. Okay, so with this we're just winding up. Please subscribe, like and share my videos. That is how I will be able to make more and more of my videos. Please do that. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow with the news of 17th August. Bye.